session Q&A. Will Julio Jones be in a different uniform very shortly? Will the Julio Jones trade talk turn into action tomorrow? Will we hear what's really going on, or will there be cricket sounds and Julio Jones not get traded for a week or 2 weeks or maybe into the season? We don't know. Nothing's for sure. All we know is that Julio Jones potentially the news could kick into high gear tomorrow morning, or even really late or really early morning, but really late tonight. What's up, Colton? What's up, Sergio? What's up, Mill or Myro? Hope they announce Julio to the Niners in the middle of the night like they did with Trent Williams, says Myro, I believe. What's up, Sergio? Oh, Saucy. That a boy, Saucy. What's up, Sid? What's up, Master Yoda? Master Yoda in the hizzy. Ask me some questions. We'll break down some fantasy football questions that you might have. Of course, we're going to talk a lot about Julio, I think, tonight. But in a nutshell, I think the top 4 teams, we'll break it down to 4 teams, and we'll give you my sleeper 5th team that I think could enter the chat, or actually 5th and 6th. 2 sleeper teams to come out of the woodwork in the final hours if a deal does get done. Number 1 on my list, most likely scenario, the Niners. I think the Niners are most likely to land Julio, and for several reasons. Reason number 1, Shanahan is on fire, and the Niners are taking names. They're playing chess while everybody's playing checkers. Everybody's been talking about it in the offseason that they have like an airtight, no rumor slips out, or no piece of news slips out of that coaching staff room. Nobody knows what they're doing. They keep everything under lock and key, and they've been making bold moves. They've been making bold moves and doing the right things, putting their balls on the line and saying, hey, we're not holding back. We're going all in 2021. And because of that, that makes me really, really believe that there's a real strong possibility that they make a bold, crazy move. So that's going to be my number 1 reason. Number 2 reason, they are the most likely to benefit from a Julio Jones addition. Because when you think about it, Julio Jones landing on that roster basically gives you an expectation that this team is going to the Super Bowl. They have a Super Bowl appearance. They got tickets to the Super Bowl, and everybody needs to prepare for this team to make the Super Bowl if they get Julio Jones. There are a lot of reasons that make the San Francisco 49ers the most attractive landing spot from a predictive perspective. Number 2 team on my list would be the Titans. I think there's a lot of buzz. I think there's a lot of interest. I think the Titans get Julio. They also have a very, very strong chance of going deep into the playoffs. I don't think they win the Super Bowl, but I think they have a real strong possibility of turning heads and getting maybe to the big game. Number 3 on my list would be, I know this is going to be shocking to people, but I think the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Kansas City Chiefs can move money around. Everybody's saying that a deal can't get done. There's no way that the Chiefs can get this done. They don't have enough money. They don't have enough cap, but I don't agree with that at all. Why? Because the cap is not real. I'm covering my mic. It's probably the wind, bro. The cap is not real. The cap is not real at all. You can manipulate the cap. You can turn stuff into signing bonuses. You can maneuver stuff, defer stuff. They would figure out a way to get it done. Okay, so the cap is not a real thing. It's a limitation. You have to get creative, but they have people that are freaking working shit up all the time to try and make stuff like this happen. So I'm walking away from a dude that literally like stands right by me while I'm doing a live. It's pretty distracting. What's up, Faith? What's up, Crown? Hit the thumbs up on your way in the door. Okay, so next up, I would say would be Seattle. The Seahawks have a real strong interest, I think, in adding somebody like Julio Jones to the roster. A, it helps make Russell Wilson happy. B, they could definitely use another piece. What's up, Double A? They could use another piece to that arsenal. I don't like it for DK Metcalf, but I think Julio to the Chiefs would need to be vetoed. Master Yoda said, bro, it's not that unthinkable. You can move money around. And people are so one-dimensional with this. They look at it and they go, on the Excel file in column F, row 37, it says that the Chiefs don't have enough money to make this deal. Like, guys, that's very one-dimensional thinking. You know why? Julio can reconstruct his contract. If they came to Julio and said, Julio, the Chiefs gave us the biggest offer. We don't know that we're making a trade unless it is this offer. This is the deal we want to make. And they go to Julio and they say, Julio, you're going to have to reconstruct your contract in order to make this work. Julio would do that if that's the one location he wants to go to. There are a lot of different ways this could play out in terms of Julio landing in KC. So everybody needs to stop like focusing on that and thinking one dimensional about how the cap works, because they can figure it out. Julio to the Raiders. The Raiders would be delusional to think that this gets them into a Super Bowl appearance, man. The Raiders they might think that way, though. They're pretty delusional. That would not be a good location for Julio. The other thing I would say Seattle's a good bet, but I think Green Bay is probably the craftiest, most logical move out of all of them, because A-Rod is unhappy. They're not trading A-Rod. I've said that all the past month and a half. Everyone keeps saying he's going to get traded. Are you worried about Devontae Adams, Smitty? Why do you still have Adams ranked high? Aren't you worried about what happens to Adams if Rodgers gets traded? Rodgers is not getting traded. He's not getting traded. The team would have traded Rodgers on draft day when the Niners called up and said, we've got Jimmy G, number 3 overall, and a boatload more. What do you want? And they said, we're not interested at all. The phone call ended. They hung up the phone. They would have done that deal. They're not going to go backwards and say, crap, we should have done that deal when we could have used the draft capital in 2021, but we'll defer it and wait till 2024, 2022. No, they're not going to do that. They were going to use the draft capital at number 3 overall, or they weren't going to do it, period. There's no way Aaron Rodgers is getting traded. Could he sit out? That's a possibility. He could. And to this point right here from Nate, reports are saying they're taking the best deal. Why are people saying Julio has a choice in anything? Julio has zero choice in where he goes. The only thing Julio has, the only card to play, is if it does come down to a contract negotiation and the Falcons say, hey, we're going to send you here, but you have to do this if you want to go. Like, then Julio could say, hey, I'll help out to go to that location versus this. They could say, we're sending you to the Raiders or to the Chiefs. But if you go to the Chiefs, you got to reconstruct your contract. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to defer money. You got to turn this into a signing bonus. Whatever fits that deal to reconstruct, he would have to do it. And that would be where he has a hand in shaping his destiny and where he goes. Past that, Julio has no say. Past that, Aaron Rodgers has no say. And everyone talking about, like, but if he says he's going to sit out, they'll trade him. Who wants a player that doesn't want to play for him? It doesn't work like that. You don't get Super Bowl MVP. You don't take your team extremely far into the playoffs. You don't look like you're able to win a Super Bowl now. And for everybody in here that thinks the Green Bay Packers are incapable of winning the Super Bowl in 2021, you're delusional. They have the ability to. Will they? I'm not predicting that they will, but they absolutely have the ability to at least make it into the Super Bowl. They do. You could argue they won't. You could argue there's another team you like better. I get all that. But to say they cannot get in is ridiculous. They can do it. They have the talent. And A-Rod, out of all players in the NFL, is the most likely to use this to fuel him. You know what I mean? A-Rod is the king of being down a touchdown with 45 seconds left, with 65 yards to go. It's 3rd down and 12, and that's where he lives. That's where A-Rod thrives. And if you think that this drama is going to affect him or affect the team and how they're going to do, you're crazy. That's where he lives. This is A-Rod's zone, bro. So Julio Jones to Green Bay would be phenomenal. Jones to Green Bay would fix a lot of problems. Julio Jones to Seattle would also fix problems. So I would say Green Bay and Seattle are the best places for Julio to land in terms of fixing a lot of other issues and being good fits and being potential Super Bowl contenders. If Seattle got Julio Jones, Super Bowl contender. They're already capable of being a Super Bowl contending team. Whether you're a Niner fan in here and you can't accept that because you're going to be biased, I get it. I still accept you. You're my people too. All of you are my people. I don't care if we differ on opinions. I get people are going to say Seattle, no way. How can you say that in our division? You know, the NFC West is just too good. But the bottom line is in the NFC West, Seattle, San Fran, the Rams, and the Cardinals, all four of them have the potential to go very, very far in the playoffs. And unfortunately, we can't all fit in. Ryan says Seattle is an overrated team. Bold prediction: Seattle will be last in the division. Not super bold though, Ryan, because you have the best division in football in the NFC West. Every single one of those teams could finish with double-digit wins, and they could still be last in the division. It wouldn't mean anything, you know. Like it wouldn't be a disappointing, like embarrassing thing. So not crazy at all, bro. But I will say Seattle and Green Bay fixes a lot of problems, and it really vaults them into a potential Super Bowl contender on its face. You know what I mean? I will say KC doesn't really even need him, but KC will push to get him if they can make it work. And I know everybody's in here going, you can't. Line 37, Smitty, column F. It says they can't do it. They can't afford it. Veach is looking into it. Okay, Veach is already looking into it. He's got his best guys. Veach is one of the best GMs in the NFL. And this Kansas City genius knows how to get things done and go after players and acquire talent. And if anybody's capable of figuring out a way to pull this off, none of us have the financial knowledge as to it being impossible or how hard it would be. Everybody's regurgitating. Tell me somebody in here that actually can tell me the reason why Kansas City can't afford it. Any of it, including myself. Okay, I'm going to throw myself under the bus here. I'm speaking a little bit out of my ass because I feel like I'm predicting here that we all don't know shit about how much cap trouble they truly are in when you break it all down like a lawyer or a financial analyst digs into what they can actually move around. Everyone keeps saying they've moved too much money already, Smitty. Well, how do you know? How do you know? They've done greater things they said that could never get done by moving cap around, deferring money, and turning and converting things into signing bonuses. We don't know. None of us know. None of us know what is capable of getting done. You don't know that Mahomes or Kelsey or whoever wouldn't be willing to tweak and convert and defer to a point where it makes sense where they can almost squeeze Julio's contract in and then Julio reconstructs. You don't know how that all works. Everybody's talking one-dimensionally. You know, I heard this over here, so I'm going to repeat it here. If anybody's going to come in here and say the Chiefs can't afford it, tell me why exactly. Tell me where you're getting your information. And I'm not telling you they for sure can, but I'm telling you that I don't think anybody truly knows. Everybody's just repeating stuff over and over, just regurgitating it out. I heard that they can't afford it. Chiefs can't. No one knows. Stop talking, Bill, about it. Bill 4561 here on YouTube. You don't know. Okay? The Chiefs are in the mix. There's a reason Veach was talking about digging into this. There's a reason there's reports about Veach looking into it. Why is he looking into it? Because he's got his best guys that do it for a living, guys that sit there for a whole week's worth of data crunching to figure out how to do it. Not one guy behind a keyboard in a YouTube live saying, I heard from Steven over at The Athletic, who is their part-time beat reporter, said that he doesn't think it's possible. And yet Veach has like 10, six-figure lawyers and accountants on the job. Moving money Signing bonus gives dead cap for the future. I don't know if KC would do that with Mahomes' 10-year deal. Well, they're looking into it, Sergio, for real. Like, there's a report Beach was looking into how to do it. Okay, so whether it gets done or whether there's going to be too many problems, they decide pros and cons of it, that's another story. But to say that they can't do it is, I think, speculative at best. Healthy Julio with Patrick, terrifying, says Double A. I just want to. I want to know who's like. I would love if we could get a breakdown on it, but we can't. No one knows. There are people being paid full time, 6-figure salaries, multiple of them, trying to figure it out. How the hell are we going to figure it out? Nobody knows. Yeah, Sergio, there are consequences for sure. I agree with you, and they're weighing that out. I'm sure. Julio to Tennessee makes the most sense, says Matt. I don't disagree with that. I think Green Bay, Seattle, and Tennessee all make the most sense. Probably, I think San Fran does too. I think there are 4 teams that really do make a lot of sense. I don't think Indy might make sense to them, but I don't think Indy's winning the Super Bowl this year. And when you ask yourself what you're giving up and the cost of it, money wise, and the cost of the draft picks and the future draft capital, if you don't think you're going to win the Super Bowl, you shouldn't be doing this move because Julio has got about 1 to 2 years left, right? And I don't see. I mean, I think it'll improve Indy, but Indy won't win a Super Bowl in the next 1 to 2 years, in my opinion. I could be wrong on that. Wentz could stay healthy and prove me totally wrong. But I don't get a feeling that they're going to win a Super Bowl just because they add Julio. I think it makes them a really dangerous team. They can win a lot of games. They can make the playoffs. They can win multiple playoff games. But I don't see them taking it the distance. But that's me. That's me guessing. And because of that, I think it'd be a waste to go after him. But every team of that caliber probably thinks they can win it. So it doesn't come down to logic at that point. I could see him still getting it done and doing it. Imagine if Julio went to the Jags. That would be interesting. Is the reason why it's June 1st something to do with money? Yeah, there's a lot of like June 1 is when these kind of moves can happen. Everything's kind of I forget is anybody know the exact reason in terms of like the financial cost of something? I do know, like, if you cut like a certain player before June 1, there's dead money. There's all kinds of reasons that if you trade, free agency is a part of it too. But if you trade a certain player, let's say, after June 1 or June 2, it turns into like dead, or there's different hits. The money turns into different like cap penalties. You know what I mean? Dead cap is lower. Dead cap. That's what I was trying to think of, Sergio. Dead cap can have a big reason why people wait until June to cut a guy. And it also depends on the contracts too. Contracts are all, there's a lot of crazy shit in contracts. Smitty, you watching any Suns basketball down there in the desert? Yeah, is there a Suns game right now? Or not right now? What time is it? Not right now. Tomorrow? Is it tomorrow? The next game? Aaron Rodgers and Julio both traded to the Colts. No. What's up, Rich? Is the Suns game tomorrow? The game 5? At 7 p.m. Tuesday night. Okay. Seclan, where's Seclan? I got to convert Seclan into a Suns fan. Yeah, man, I can't wait to watch it. I haven't watched every game. I admit, I'm just so busy. But I definitely need to watch that game. Game 5. Game 5. I think it's 2-2, right? Smitty, I didn't get the notification for this. When did you start? I don't know why YouTube does notify you sometimes and doesn't others. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's 2-2. Hit the like button, says Rich. I do have 35 to 45 of you in here constantly, and I only have 17 thumbs up, which feels a little bit like you aren't wiping your feet at my front door, but I wasn't going to say anything until Rich did, but it would help the channel out, and I would appreciate it. Should be a great game. Yeah, damn straight, man. Where are we at here? So A-Rod, I don't think it's traded. Julio, I think probably at this point I would say he gets traded, but I still believe that there's a small chance it doesn't happen right away, or offers weren't as good as they wanted. Love these late shows. Thank you, Dan. Sorry, I don't know what that was about. Yep. I think I got him out of here. Titans. Um, Julio's a beast. San Fran should grab him, or Arizona. Arizona, it would be fun to see Julio in Arizona. Honestly, that'd be absolutely phenomenal. Julio to the Seahawks would be. I don't know if I want that, bro. I don't know if I want that. I don't want. I don't want D. I mean, I don't want DK and Lockett and Julio divide up them carries, bro. But from a football perspective, from a Russell Wilson perspective, a guy I've been telling you to go get like crazy. Um, I truly believe that Julio Jones. Sorry, I got a cop like circling around here. I always hate when I do lives out here. I like getting out, bro. What was I saying? I got sidetracked there. Julio. I don't know what I was saying. Mock draft. I'll do a mock draft probably tomorrow, bro. Um, yeah, Brandon was posting some bad stuff. Hey, Double A, if you see him come back in here, um, take care of him for me if you would. You didn't like Julio in Seattle. I don't like Julio in Seattle because um, I don't want DK to get less target share, bro. You know what I mean? Like, why would I want Julio to take some of the target share? Herbert plus Julio equals Super Bowl. I agree. Oh, yeah, I was going there. Yeah, yes, Boog. I was going there. Um, my dark horse final hour, 11th hour enters the chat. Team for Julio will be the Chargers. Thank you for reminding me and getting me back on track. I get sidetracked very easily. Thank you, Double A. The Chargers get Julio. Bro, watch Herbert stock go through the roof. Herbert's already potential MVP material. And holy crap, like, can you imagine Julio, Keenan Allen, Jared Cook? Um, it's going to be through Eckler. I mean, good God. Defense, I think, will play a lot better when your offense is playing better. So that'll trickle on down. Julio to Tampa, not going to happen, bro. They're not trading him to Tampa. It'd be crazy though. It would be crazy though. For fantasy value, is Atlanta still the best spot for Julio or somewhere else? No, I've said this before, Todd. I think it is the best spot. He goes to San Fran, crowded. He goes to Seattle, crowded. Not that Ridley and Pitts aren't a crowded environment, but at least it's crowded knowing what he knows, having a rapport with his quarterback like he has. Probably going to be guaranteed a certain amount of target share. Are you at a store complex? Riley, they already got so many wide receivers. Says Boog. Nobody is talking about the Bills. The Bills are in the mix. The Bills would be a low key, enter the chat late, try and get, Julio. Definitely could be. I mean, there's a lot of teams looking to maybe poke around at this thing, but tough to know who's really going to pay the piper. Matt Ryan without Julio is a top 15 quarterback in fantasy. I mean, he still got Ridley, still got Pitts. If let's say Pitts wasn't in the equation and Julio leaving would probably be good for Ridley owners in some on some level, but it could also mean that Ridley's completely double teamed and has a less than stellar year from the value we're all going to be investing at. So I kind of like Julio and Ridley together with a Julio declining, then I like Ridley by himself. But Kyle Pitts is there to absorb a lot of the targets that might be left once Julio's gone. So I'm okay. And I think that Julio leaving could make Ridley a top 11 overall pick. So I like Ridley more with Julio gone with Kyle Pitts on the roster. Yeah, it really was good. But sometimes, Ian, when a player goes down, defenses aren't completely keying on you the same as you'd think. They aren't going, okay, Julio's out this game, we're going to double team. Like sometimes defenses are not so quick to adjust like that. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't mean that every defense is going to prep to double team Ridley. Sometimes it takes a year, or it takes knowing he's the only guy all season long for a defense to completely change their game plan that they might have begun planning against. Like I don't think it really always is a good way to look at it when you say, hey, he missed 5 games. You have a 5-game sample size where Ridley should have been double teamed in our minds, but wasn't truly double teamed, consistently enough, like he would be if every defense in the NFL knew walking into the season that they had only Calvin Ridley. Like it's a very different mindset than when a guy misses a game. You know what I mean? So I think Ridley may have done well when Julio was out, but if it was just Ridley and that was it, I think it'd be a bad thing in my mind, because I think Julio will drop off a little bit, so he won't affect Ridley that much. But with Kyle Pitts there, yeah, let's get Ridley out of there. Or, I'm sorry, Julio out of there. Let Kyle Pitts absorb a lot of that, and then give more target share to Ridley without getting totally double teamed all the time. Because Kyle Pitts is going to command a lot. Mike Davis is going to command a lot. He's a good PPR back. Mike Davis should be able to cause a little havoc in the PPR game, enough to keep defenses from double teaming Ridley on a consistent every down basis. You know what I mean? Is Zeke a top 5 running back? He could be. Don't count Zeke out. Are the Patriots a threat with Julio to New England? I mean, I suppose, but I don't think he's going there. If he did go to New England, I don't think they're getting out of him what a couple other teams would get out of him. And I don't know that it walks him into a Super Bowl contending, situation. I don't. I think it makes him better, but I don't think it makes New England win the Super Bowl or even get to the Super Bowl. Russell Gage is a decent wide receiver for Atlanta. Very nice sleeper pickup. He's not bad. Keenan Allen or Terry McLaurin in the third. I go, that's tough, bro. I think Keenan Allen could have a big year because Herbert's going to have a big year. I like McLaurin a lot too, though. McLaurin could be a low-end wide receiver 1, so could Keenan. You're kind of talking like apples to apples there, bro. I don't think you can really – I could go back and forth on that one. Top 5 predictions on who will land. Julio, I've already done that. Alfredo, let me give it to you again. San Fran, Tennessee, Kansas City, even though everyone's going to say it doesn't make sense, it does. Seattle, and then Green Bay and the LA Chargers. Winston with Sean Payton could turn his career around. Honestly, bro, I think Taysom Hill might start, and if he doesn't start, it's a matter of time before he does. I don't buy into to Winston. Number one, let's paint this picture real quickly. Winston's the starter, week 1. He starts the game, right? Okay. Taysom Hill was already coming in in the goal line situations. A lot of times he'd come in the red zone a little bit here and there. Taysom Hill is working out as a full-time quarterback right now. He's not, doing wide receiver, tight end, running back duty in practice. He's learning the quarterback position from the ground up, learning all the plays from a quarterback's perspective, something he didn't do last year, which is why he struggled so much, which is why Alvin Kamara didn't catch a lot of passes for a certain amount of time and kind of vanished on people because Taysom Hill didn't know the playbook. How could he get the ball to Kamara and design Kamara plays when he didn't know them? That's why Kamara fell off. That's why I feel confident if Taysom Hill's in there that Kamara will actually get receptions and get more work on the ground like they showed at the end of the year. I have no concerns about Kamara at number 2 overall in redraft. Absolutely zero. He's my number 2 overall. Taysom Hill will do fine with him. Taysom Hill is learning the playbook. But if Winston's starting and Taysom Hill goes in goal line situations and a lot of red zone opportunities, he will. How is Winston going to earn this rebound value or comeback player value when he's getting so much vultured from him? You take a quarterback out a majority of the time when he gets inside the 20, how the hell is he going to score? On deep balls only? Yeah, maybe, and he'll get some of those. But no, Winston's going to get wrecked. And Taysom Hill is the wrecking ball. And Taysom Hill will probably look so good in his wheelhouse, which will be goal line, red zone. He's efficient there. That's where he goes in, gets the glory, scores the touchdown. Taysom Hill did really well last year in certain spots and proved that he can handle that kind of work. And if you especially take him out of from the 20 to the 20 equation, he's going to make a lot less mistakes. Taysom Hill comes in fresh, and Taysom Hill's going to vulture a lot and look good. And if Winston's not looking as good, they might yank him, and at some point you'll see Taysom Hill start. Not to mention, I don't care if the deal is voidable. It's a deal that caters to the Saints' ability to cut him at any point and not be out future money. But Taysom Hill's contract is $140 million. Taysom Hill's getting paid $140 million on a voidable deal that will pay him if it doesn't get voided, and that should speak volumes about where the Saints' head is at in terms of who their starting quarterback most likely could be. Hit the thumbs up on your way in, guys. We got 44 people in here right now, and like half of you are hitting thumbs up. It helps the channel a ton if you want to do me a service while I'm out here grinding away in the wee hours of the night. Hitting that thumbs up is a nice little thank you to my channel, because it will tell YouTube and everybody else what the hell's going on. Look at that, punching the thumbs up. I appreciate it, guys. Would it be possible that Julio to the Titans would positively affect AJ Brown? I suppose it could. And the reason I say that is because when you take, and I've said this before, when you take Jonnu Smith and Corey Davis off of the roster, you have a lot of vacated targets, but you also have a lot of defensive attention on Julio. On AJ Brown. Similar to what I said about if Ridley were left alone on the island and they didn't have Kyle Pitts, I wouldn't like Julio leaving. But because Julio's leaving and they added Kyle Pitts, imagine taking Corey Davis and Jonnu off of that roster. Who the hell is going to catch footballs and keep defenses honest? We're looking at a pretty scary situation for AJ Brown. He could be facing double teams. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up, bro. So I think if he's declining, Julio being added won't hurt. If he has more left in the tank than I imagine, and he has the ability to be the number one there, which I don't think he does, but if he did, then we'd be in some trouble. Thank you, Alfredo. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up, guys. Really helps the channel. So I think it depends on how good Julio plays. If he plays out of his mind, then AJ Brown will be affected. If he's Julio, great player here and there, kind of falling off, but effective, and definitely a force, definitely a big name, definitely drawing attention, helping AJ Brown stretch the field, he could be a positive. We don't really know. It all depends on how good he is. Whatever happened to DeMarco Murray, bro, what happened to DeMarco Murray could happen to Derrick Henry. Overworked, fell off the face of the earth like that, and you overwork a running back, you give a running back too much volume, and they hit a wall really quickly. And it may not happen to Derrick Henry right away because we haven't seen a decline at all in Derrick Henry. He looks phenomenal. But Derrick Henry could hit a wall in week 8 where it's like he's had over 700 plus carries in 2 seasons back to back. There's a reason to be really worried about where that drop-off happens. Does it happen in 2022 and everybody gets lucky and Henry drops 1,450 yards and 14 touchdowns and he somewhat repeats last year's, at a significant cut, because there's no way a 2,000-yard back is going to repeat or come close. But even if he gets 1,412 or 1,415 TDs, whatever, that'll be a phenomenal year. There's a chance he does it, but there's also probably just as great a chance that he hits a wall whether it's week 10, week 14. Maybe you have him for 10 weeks and he goes phenomenal, just completely goes bonkers, bro. And you trade him in week 10 and then he hits a wall week 11 and never returns to form. It will happen. Julio. Derrick Henry will look like he's running in mud. It's a matter of time, whether it's in 2022 or at some point in 2021. He will be running one day and it'll look like he's running in mud. It'll happen quick. It happens quick. Happened to Eddie George, very similar build back kind of. I mean, no one's built quite like Henry, but Eddie George was a big dude. And Eddie George was like, how do you stop this man? Like, watch film, go pull up film on Eddie George. A lot of you were too young. You're too young to know. But pull up film on Eddie George, and that dude was phenomenal. He's so big for his time. Nobody was built like him. And one day, bro, it was like he was running in mud. It was just like, boom, like that. Just boom, boom. And it was painful. You're like, how's he? It looks like he's running up and down. Like he can't go forward anymore. Like, what the hell's going on? This was Eddie George. It was crazy. I remember having DeMarco Murray and Demaryius Thomas together. Oh yeah, that was great, bro. Atlanta won't trade Julio to the Bucs. No way. I agree. I think Julio helps AJ big time. I think he can, Ronaldo. It depends on how good he is. If he's like dropping off a little, then yeah, he'll help him. I have Christian McCaffrey and Kamara and a 2-player keeper last year. I don't have any picks in the first 3 rounds. Do I hold both? I don't know exactly what to tell you on this because I don't know the details. But if you can keep McCaffrey and Kamara at the cost of losing, your top 2 rounds or something, like of course I keep them because you'd be trying to draft both those guys back. Eddie George was a beast. He was a beast, man. And when he hit the wall and dropped off, it was so depressing. Watching him like dominate and then look like he couldn't even like move. It's kind of like watching AP right now. Like you guys want a little taste of, now that you can reference. Adrian Peterson got a carry. He was if there was an opening, he was taking it to the house, and you weren't going to stop Adrian Peterson from taking that football into the end zone 80 yards away. You weren't. You weren't getting in the way of AP. He wasn't going down. It took 4 or 5 guys to bring AP down. Adrian Peterson was the epitome of everything we want in terms of a fantasy football running back, breakaway ability to dominate anybody coming near him. And look at him now. Like he's still very effective, considering how old he is. He gets the football, he's mustering up 4 yards, looks pretty good, but it's like he can't break through anymore, man. He's lost like 2 steps and he just can't hit the hole. He can't shed the tackler. He can't get past anybody. It's kind of like he's running and they're catching up to him and he can never really get away. Adrian Peterson, we're still watching him play and he's not doing anything like he used to do. And he's on the field all the time, or he was. I like Mooney too, bro. Mooney's a big time late sleeper, like Pollard, Mooney, obviously Trey Sermon, but Elijah Mitchell. Like these are your put them on your bench, grab them late, win a league if something crazy goes down. Mitchell could be. You got to tie Mitchell to Sermon, draft Sermon and Mitchell together. You're going to get 6-7 starts out of those 2 guys. Dan wants to know if Dalvin Cook will be the best running back in 2021. I mean, he could, but that dude feels like a walking injury to me. Like, I'm scared to death about owning Dalvin Cook. If you own Alexander Madison, Dan, you're golden. You better own him. You better own Alexander Madison, bro. If you own both, you're good. You're good, but Eddie George produced yeah, it was different back then, though. It was 30 years old. Running backs came out later. They played 4 years. They came out later. Now running backs can fall off after 4 to 5 years, and it doesn't really matter how old they are anymore. You can be 25 years old and be as broken down as the old 30-year-old running back. It's not an age anymore because you're typically breaking down well before 30 now anyway. So I wouldn't look at it at that 29 turning 30 anymore. That was old. That's old school thinking with running back decline. Now it can happen at 24 and a half years old. I'm worried about McCaffrey too, Dan. I am. I'm not gonna lie. I talked about it today with a guy, my buddy of mine, doctor, and I'm gonna be posting that video on YouTube soon. So we talk about it. I've still drafted him 1.1, but he does worry me a little bit. But I'm still taking him. Dalvin Cook worries me because if you own Dalvin Cook, bro, I don't know if you owned him last year and you watched every carry. There were like 4 occasions where he got like limped off the field, carried off the field, crawled off the field, looked like his season was done. His career looked done in one of those situations. I forget what week it was, but literally Dalvin Cook looked like he was done for the year on like at least 3 or 4 occasions in 2021. The guy scares the hell out of me. And if you cuff Chuba to CMC, absolutely. Cuff Dalvin to Madison, cuff Tony Pollard to Zeke, cuff there are definitely still a lot of cuffs out there, but only like 5 of them are super handcuffs, bro. Thoughts he would be done about 5 times last year. Yeah, easily. Master Yoda knows what I'm talking about. He had Dalvin Cook, or he watched what I'm talking about. Like literally, Dalvin looked done. Dalvin looked injured and out for the year on almost as many fingers as I have on one hand. I've got Rondell Moore in a third for Mooney, who won the trade. In Dynasty, I'd rather have Rondell Moore than Mooney, but I love Mooney a lot. I love both of them, man. They're both guys I target in redraft, but definitely Dynasty. Redraft really late, but Dynasty, I love them. But I like Rondell Moore. I like the chances of Rondell Moore becoming something special. Like Mooney's good. I like Mooney a lot, but I like both. I like both. I like owning both, bro. Scooby says Gaskin is one of his sleeper running backs, especially if you can get him in the 4 or 5 round range. Scooby, I don't blame you and trust your gut, man. I'm not trying to call him a bust by any means, so I'm not trying to crap on that one. I just feel like I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it with Gaskin like staying in the game, or I can't envision like 17 starts, or I don't know what it is about it. It feels very Drake like, you know what I mean? Like I know what that feels like because Drake had a lot of warning signs, but it had a lot of upside. I don't regret my Drake prediction. I think Drake was used a ton. It just was some misuse, the injury, no PPR work. He was used a ton. He was very successful in a lot of ways, but Drake didn't have the numbers when push came to shove. So I don't regret it. I think there was a lot of sound logical, backing on that. I feel like Gaskin's the same though. I feel like Gaskin, yeah, it's part about that blooming, like trusting the run game, trusting Tua, trusting that Gaskin can stay healthy and shoulder the load. Will they try and offset some of his work? Like I feel like it's very Drake like. It feels very very it resembles Drake in terms of he's obviously a lot less cost, but I still feel like I like a lot of guys better. Even at round 4, bro. Even at round 4, but trust your gut. Don't let me stray you from him. If Gaskin's your boy, bro, that could definitely be one of the things I'm wrong on this year. I'm going to be wrong on stuff. Don't always trust your gut. Thoughts on a package Deontay Debo and a future third for AJ Brown? Yeah, I mean, honestly, bro. Honestly, Justin, take a victory lap, but before you do that, take a lap for even asking that question. AJ Brown all the way, bro, all the way. Then pat yourself on the back and run your mile. Like I'd be giving up a first rounder, Deontay and Debo for AJ Brown. You're giving up a third. I think Justin, you're probably offering that. That is an offer to you because that would be a steal, and it'd be amazing if you got that offer. I'm thinking you're cooking that up. I don't think it'll get accepted, but I would be shocked and proud of you and mad at you all at the same time, Justin. Will Miami be a contender? I think they could have been if they drafted a quarterback. I know that would have taken Waddle, or I'm sorry, that would have taken. Uh, well, yeah, I probably would. I would have drafted I would have drafted a quarterback. I would have drafted a quarterback if I was Miami. They could have still got Waddle. They could have done something with the offensive line down at the lower part of the first round. I would have taken, I would have taken a quarterback. I think if they were able to get Trey Lance, which they weren't, Trey Lance wouldn't have been available. That would have been the move. Like if they could have traded up, the Niners wouldn't have traded it. But I feel like Miami, if they had gotten Lance, man, we'd be talking about a top 4 team in the NFL. I feel like Tua's not going to get it done. I feel like Tua could be okay. He could be serviceable. He'll be a top 15-ish quarterback, but that's not what they need. Everybody needs a top, 5 to 10 quarterback that wants to be in the mix, and I just don't see a quarterback 15, quarterback 18 taking them to the Super Bowl, but definitely going to be a threat, definitely going to win a lot of games, but, defense is fire. A lot of parts of the offense are going to be good, but Tua is not the real deal, in my opinion. Why is the league so high on Waddle? I don't know, bro. I'm not high on Waddle. I think he's okay. I think he feels a lot like Ruggs. I think everyone was so high on Ruggs. I got so much hate for my Ruggs doubt. Like I got hate on all the time about that. Nobody's coming out of the woodwork anymore. No one's saying, "Hey, Smitty, I was that guy that got at you about Ruggs. You were right." I don't see that. I don't ever see that. I don't expect that. I don't even need that. I'm not even mad about it. But Waddle feels very Ruggs to me, bro. And Waddle feels he doesn't have the situation to back it up. You know what I mean? Like if Waddle had landed in Cincinnati, I'd be talking different. I'd be like, look, situation is going to turn him into a star. He's got enough talent to. I like it. But Waddle didn't land in that spot. Waddle landed in a very good spot, but not great. I think Herbert will be a top 3 or 4. I got him number 3, Scooby. Would you even do for Diggs or Tyreek, packaging Debo, Deontay in the future? Justin, you heard everybody. Take a lap. Bro, Diggs is like number 3. Tyreek's number 2 or 3. AJ Brown's below them, in redraft. In Dynasty, you could rank AJ Brown ahead, but they're all right there, bro. Just take a couple laps. It's okay. Justin, are you cooking these up? Because I can't imagine these are coming your way, right? These are ideas you have, and I don't blame you for trying though. Like I'm proud of you for trying to get something like this deal done. But yeah, and Justin, please ask. I'd rather you ask us than come to the live and be like, hey, I just traded away, blah blah blah. We're like, why didn't you tell us, Justin? We would have talked you out of that. So I'd rather you come take a lap. Laps are good for you anyway, than to have you doing something you shouldn't be doing. Keep trying, Justin. I agree. They're probably not going down, but that's okay. Justin's going to try and, ruin a friendship over this trade. Do it, bro. I'm actually trying to do it because I have Jefferson right now. I love Jefferson. You trade Jefferson, Justin, and I'm going to be no show for you for a week, bro. So you have Herbert over Brady, even though Brady Brady's not. I don't even have Brady close to Herbert. Like I'm not saying Brady can't be that guy. I'm not saying Brady can't be a value, but Herbert's getting drafted in around 4.5 to 5.5, and Brady's going like 7 or 8, bro. So they're like far apart, far distance apart. But doesn't mean Brady can't deliver one more big time year that's top 5 to 6 overall. But I think Herbert's my number 3, bro. So of course I have him above Brady if he's my number 3. But I don't hate on anybody's rankings if they've got Brady number 5 and Herbert 6. I mean, this is why we play the game, man. And the quarterbacks are all really, really close. You could argue Kyler, Dak. I mean, no one's wrong having Hurts above Herbert. Hurts could have a big year. So it's a deep QB pool. I'm a Giants fan, and Popeye's biscuit looking good for me. I'm missing that one, Justin. You have to tell me. Herbert could have a 2018 Mahomes season. This is blooming. I love Herbert. People are gonna wish they were on the Herbert train. They're gonna pretend they kind of were and be like, "Oh, I liked Herbert," But I'm calling Herbert number 3 on my rankings and on Instagram and in Twitter. I posted a Twitter video where I call Herbert number 3, and it's not getting good responses, man. People are off the Herbert's number 3 overall quarterback in 2021 train. And it's going to be funny to see how full this train is come August and September, or especially October when he's already proven it. Amari Cooper, Robert Woods, Julio, Godwin, please rank. I rank them Godwin, but I'm reluctant. Godwin, probably Cooper or Woods. Woods, Cooper. You could go either way, and then Julio last. I mean, you could rank Julio ahead of Woods or Cooper. I mean, I wouldn't, but it wouldn't shock me if people thought he had one more year left. I have to admit, I was wrong. I thought he was a total bust, but I am buying all the stock now. Who, Herbert? Herbie? Herbs? Love Herbs, man. Herb is the GOAT. He'll punch you in the throat. You know the song? You know the song? Maybe I'll release that song on iTunes. I think I'm gonna release like 12 tracks this year, and I'm really gonna put them on iTunes, and you guys are gonna have to go after them like wildfire, like candy, bro. You can download them at iTunes. Herbert's the GOAT. He'll punch you in the throat. Herbert's the GOAT. He'll punch you in the throat. It's just like a, phenomenally simple, ridiculous song that I want all of you to play at your weddings, your bar mitzvahs, your graduations, your retirement parties, your funerals, your weddings. Herbert's the GOAT. He'll punch you in the throat. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a phenomenal song we made live on a live stream with a mic and a what do you call it? I'm blanking on what I call it. It's beat machine or whatever. I'm a fan of drafting RCS. Who? Eckler, Aaron Jones, Austin with the super chat. The Popeyes biscuit thing is my meme about Calvin Benjamin. Explain it to me, Austin, because I'm a little bit. I don't know why I'm forgetting that, but I appreciate the super chat, bro. Austin, the super chats are nice. They help the channel a lot, and they usually kick into gear when we start getting closer to week one. And I love seeing them come in. So I appreciate the support for the channel, Austin. I'm gonna start doing some things too when I get a super chat, like ringing the bell, doing 10 pull-ups, or I'll let the person that super chats choose what I do. Maybe I spin a wheel for what I got to do when I get a super chat, and if it's 10 pull-ups, I got to do 10 pull-ups. If it's yelling at Miss Smitty, maybe on one of the things I'll put just berate Miss Smitty like randomly on the live stream. It's like, yes. But you guys give me some ideas as to what you would like me to do when you super chat, and we'll put it on the wheel. We'll make the really bad things harder to get. We'll put like more options of, like Smitty will do 10 pull-ups. They'll put that like twice on the wheel, so it's more likely to happen. Berating Miss Smitty will be like one. It'll be like a really thin little, section that is really hard to get to when you spin the wheel. Pie in the face, 25. Yeah, I mean, like, but it'd be a wheel. We'd spin the wheel. Like you do a super chat over a certain level, I spin the wheel. I had some other ideas for super chats too. They were really good, and I forget what it was. I'll remember it, but super chats, yeah. We'll get you guys rewarded for your super chatting efforts. I appreciate it. Thanks again, Austin. Austin, let me see if Austin, Kelvin Benjamin, that belly. Exactly, bro. I'm gonna try and Justin Jefferson for Kelvin Benjamin. The late night lives when draft day nears get crazy. Yeah, we were getting 800 live view. Right now we have 44, or 42 to 50. We had at one point 900 and I think 50 live congruent watchers at one time during our Saturday night live stream. It was crazy, bro. We almost had 1,000 people in the room on this live on Saturday. I can't wait. We got to get this channel cranked out. Like, I'm going to do guerrilla marketing. I'm no shame for that. Like, you want to grow, you got to put in the work. I'm not above anything. I'm going to go around the college campus here, ASU, and hand out business cards and be like, watch me. Herbert's the GOAT, punch you in the throat. Hand out singles on cassette tapes. Favorite late first round, second round picks. Late first, I'd say any of those top wide receivers that I love. Diggs, I love there. late second, Najee Harris, man. I love that. Mahomes, DK Ridley, those guys. Austin says, I think it was in 2017 season when Calvin Benjamin was on the Bills and announced, he said, there's a Calvin Benjamin who's about one Popeye's biscuit from being a tight end. Oh, okay. I must have missed that, bro. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of guys like that where there's hilarious news from the past. You guys remember Najee Davenport? Does anybody remember Najee Davenport? The story behind Najee Davenport, Austin. Najee Davenport, the Green Bay Packers running back, he's really good for a little while, but he was caught as an NFL player, I believe, or maybe he was in college, and it was a big deal coming into the pros. I forget. He might have already been in the pros, entering the pros, and it was embarrassing. But he was drunk in a dorm room, and he went into some female's closet in a dorm room and took a dump in her closet, and it was like the biggest deal. Najee Davenport dump in the closet. I don't even know if it was true, but everybody talked about it. That was hilarious. The Najee Davenport situation. It's dropping a biscuit into the closet. Uh, Najee's the goat. He'll drop a biscuit in your closet. Oh, good old Najee. All right, guys. We got 4 minutes left. I'll stay here for 4 more minutes here. What do you think about Sanders what do you think that Sanders will affect Diggs? I don't know. Sanders is not that kind of guy anymore. He's talented. They'll keep defenses honest. It could be a good thing for Diggs. Ass flash, no, thank you. But I'll have a lot of things. Like, I forget what I was gonna do. There's something phenomenal. I had a couple really good ideas. If you super chat over a certain amount, you're gonna get a call right then and there. You can just literally, I can call you. But it's hard to set that up too if I don't know, your phone number, because we might have to do something different than that. But it'll probably be a wheel. I think I'm gonna spin a wheel, and you super chat a certain amount, I'll make a hat for you on the live stream. You get a free hat live stream session. You drop a big, like a Benjamin or something. You're gonna get a free custom Smitty hat. Will Saquon stay fragile? He could. There's some concern about that. I mean, if you guys remember when Saquon tore his ACL, the play before he tore his ACL, he actually like almost dislocated his elbow and came like running to the sideline holding his elbow, and you're like, oh no, Saquon's out for the year. Takes a play or two off, and then comes back in and tears his ACL like the next play. I don't know if I'm remembering that 100% right, but I think it did flow exactly like that. Thoughts on Hunt and Mike Davis in a dynasty? I like them both when you're stacking dynasty guys and you need that now player. They're falling so low that if you go light at running back too, then you have Hunt or Mike Davis just waiting there because people don't want to take him. Like, oh, he's an old man, 28 years old. I'm not taking him. And so Davis falls. And you're like, okay, I have a lot of dynasty appeal everywhere. I need a now guy. Let me go ahead and drop Mike Davis and win now. Austin with the $10 super chat, bro. Austin wants me to take a dump in the closet. Thank you, Austin. Appreciate you, bro. I'm going to get the wheel together. I'm going to order a wheel. You guys like the idea of the wheel? Like, you super chat. It's a different Austin. Austin B and Austin. What? Different Austin? Really? Austin Klein did the Popeyes. Austin B. Austin's my favorite name right now. I'm liking the Austins, bro. The Austin brothers are where it's at. I love the Austin boys. The Austin twins are are the new favorites of the show. These guys can eat Popeye's chicken any day of the week on this channel, bro. Kenny G, same situation as D Hop and Diggs. Yeah, I could see Kenny. Diggs and D Hop did well moving teams. I think Kenny G should be okay. I mean, what could be worse than last year, bro? With Kenny G, I mean, I'll take it. The Austin Twins, baby. We need a song for the Austin Twins. Whenever the Austin Twins like super chat, like the Austin Twins, blah 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 blah. People that top shelf Davenport, yeah, Dan. There was comments like with the Davenport dump in the closet. There was like top shelf, upper decker, Davenport decker, double decker Davenport, the Davenport leap. There are all kinds of like dump jokes that happened after that, bro. Yeah, I think if you super chat a certain amount, you're probably gonna get like a song. Like if you could get a hat, you could get a hat. Like you drop 100 or something, you're gonna probably get like something big like that. But or if you make it into a certain club, like you super chat like frequently, like I'm just gonna throw a hat your way, like or I'm gonna make a song for you. You get your own track, like Austin Twins, like they get it their own beat, bro, on my beatbox and my repeat machine. I'm blanking out on what it's called. I forget what it's called. I just know how to use it. Yeah, we're gonna be dropping some tunes in 2021, bro. Herbert is the GOAT. Punch You in the Throat is one of the big hit singles coming out of the Fantasy Football Show live studios live stream. The Austin Twins. The Austin Twins dropping loads. Austin Twins will punch you in the throat. These Austin Twins, bro. Trade to the Bay. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the live on Instagram, but Double J to the Bay. It's the most fitting thing you could say tomorrow. Oh, that even rhymed too. Double J, Julio Jones. Double J to the Bay. It's the most fitting thing to say on June day. I assume Allen is your second QB in your rankings. You assume correct, Luke. You assume correct. Talk to Austin's about that. They handle those kind of things for me. Big hit single, trade to the Bay. You like that, Austin? Not a lot of people liked it and some people didn't. Some people went out of their way to tell me they didn't like Trade to the Bay, and it's like, it's not for genius rap isn't for everybody. From somebody that doesn't do rap, it was like boats and hoes. You know what I mean? Like it's supposed to be bad. Trade to the mother freaking Bay. If anybody wants that single, I could put it on iTunes. Name the artist Smitty over the hills and far away. Over the hills and far away. I don't know. I don't know if you're messing with me. We're pulling out the Don Julio if John Lynch makes the move. JJ to the Bay. Double J to the Bay. Don Julio. Led Zeppelin. Okay. You know what was one of my favorite, like, unexpected Netflix movies? If you haven't seen this, you need to get on it, like, right now. Like, you don't sleep tonight. You watch this. Is what was it called? The Dirt, about Motley Crue. I wish that Netflix would do original movies about every band like that. Oh my God, The Dirt was one of the most phenomenal, unexpected movies I've ever seen in my life. I was so enjoying The Dirt, especially if you're a little older and I wasn't really around when Motley Crue was in their prime. Like, that wasn't like I wasn't into music then or something. But like I could appreciate it because I was there for like Guns N' Roses and I was there for Nirvana and like so I can understand the time. And man, The Dirt was one of the most phenomenal, fun movies I've seen in so long. It was such a good movie, such a good movie. And I wish that they do that for Guns N' Roses, Led Zeppelin, Def Leppard, Ozzy. Like, just it was so good. It was so good. It wasn't a documentary. It wasn't a documentary. I'm not talking about a documentary. I don't want a documentary. I'd watch a documentary on these guys, but I don't want that. I want a movie, like a fake, or a real story about it, but with actors, and it's so good. Does anybody know if they've got any other ones like that? Like the Notorious was good. Like, I'm not into like I joke around about rap. I'm not into rap, but it was still a very very good movie. Notorious was phenomenal about Biggie Smalls. That was really good. Um, 8 Mile was good, but I want to see those. Yeah, Straight Outta Compton. That's true. That was a good one. God, I wish Netflix would do this. That was one of the most entertaining movies that I was not expecting. If you've not watched The Dirt on Netflix, go like do it right now. Like leave and go. Yeah, Motley Crue was crazy, bro. I don't know how those guys. I don't know. They were insane. They were insane. Yeah, Notorious was good. That was a good movie. 8 Mile was good, but I think The Dirt was something different, though. You know what I mean? It was like it was a crazy story. So fun to watch what those guys. Oh my God, it was crazy, bro. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Appreciate you. Thanks for the super chats to my Austin twins. The Austin twins, the Broskis, the Austin. I'm gonna make a song for my Austin twins. Okay, whatever. Austin B and Austin Klein. Make sure I get it right. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Austin B screenshot. Austin Klein. These guys are dedicating their hard-earned money to the show without even needing questions answered today. I appreciate that. I'm gonna make a song about my Austin twins, and every time my Austin twins super chat moving forward, I'm gonna press the button and play the song. So you hear me? Do I have my Austin boys here? Before I leave, I want to make sure you guys know this. Where are they at? Smitty, I listened to Over the Hills and Far Away. You'll love it. Okay, I'll try it. I don't know that I have time, bro. I will try it. Okay, Austin B's here. Now, what about Austin Klein? Where's your brother? Where's your brother, bro? Austin B. Well, you can tell your brother later, bro. Oh, there he is. Austin Klein. Okay, let's get it. Whenever my Austin boys super chat, I'm dropping the beat. Okay, I'm going to make it tonight. It's going to be a sick beat. Get ready, Austin twins. All right, Double A, Master Yoda, all of you, Dan, Alley-oop, Double A, I said already, I think. Who else is in here? Luke. I'm scrolling up too far. Anyway, Big Jim's in here. I appreciate all of you. I will see you tomorrow on the live. For those that don't know, I'm live every Tuesday and Thursday, 5 p.m. We moved it to 5 instead of 4. 5 p.m. Eastern every single Tuesday and Thursday. Join me 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, which is Tuesday, and we're talking football. Later, Double A. Later, everybody. Thank you, Austin brothers.